All right, let's talk about another cause, viruses, and how it plays a role, even ones you've had years and decades ago, with your hypothyroidism, with your sluggish thyroid, right? We're gonna talk about something that you definitely have not heard of before. And I bet if you bring it up to your doctor or your endocrinologist, they're gonna look at you, what? Molecular mimicry. Molecular cry, C-R-Y, molecular mimicry. What is it? This is the reason why viruses play a role in your sluggish thyroid. So for example, let's just make it simple. We got a virus here. That virus has these they're almost like little IDs, like little fingerprints for the virus, okay? And those little fingerprints, we call them antigens, are what your body, your immune system uses. And they basically when they destroy a virus, they take that antigen and they figure out the immune system produces antibodies, okay? And defense mechanisms to fight that virus in case you ever have to deal with it again, okay? Here's the thing, and the interesting thing about molecular mimicry is that those antigens can sometimes be very similar to parts of our own body. For example, a certain cell, we're going to call this thyroid cell, all right? In your thyroid, you have as well parts of that cell, and those, it's almost like a very similar fingerprint to what's going on with this virus. So now, when the antibodies have been produced to this virus, and let's say you're having a hard time actually overcoming this virus, right? Let's just take, for example, Epstein-Barr, which creates mono. If you've had mono before, you know it can really kick your tail. Weeks of not feeling well. That because your immune system is like, whoa, this is difficult for us to attack, and it really has to ramp up these antibodies. It really has to ramp up this immune response, right? It cranks it up, gets everybody on board. DEFCON 1, we got to take this out. But that could take weeks. In doing so, those antibodies, in their overreaction, can start to damage the cells that have antigens just like the virus. Your antibodies can't tell the difference, they're so similar. So your antibodies come across this antigen on your thyroid cell and they're like, oh, this is the virus attack. And now you start to get this molecular mimicry where your own immune system is attacking your own thyroid. We call this bystander activation as well. Because what happens is this isn't just one antibody attacking this antigen, this is a whole wave, a whole bum rush onto your thyroid cell to obliterate that antigen, right? Your body knows how bad and how dangerous this antigen is and how difficult it was to kill it. When it sees it anywhere in the body again, it obliterates it. But there's other parts of the cell that are basically collateral damage. That's why they call it bystander activation. And this inflammation storm, this wave that overwhelms the thyroid cell can damage it. And that can happen chronically. It can happen over time going forward because this monovirus was difficult for your immune system to manage. If you've had that experience with mono or some other virus in the past, your antibodies are very sensitive to anything that looks like that. And in this case, the thyroid can be the victim in this case, and therefore damaged as a result. So not only does your doctor not know what this is, but I'm guaranteeing you they're not testing or figuring out if these viruses are playing a role. And I'm telling you that they are. And you need to get tested. And that's what we do in our office from a functional medicine perspective. This is critical for making sure we know what's going on with your thyroid. You could spin your wheels for the rest of your life and just continue to take levothyroxine or Synthroid or more dosages of both, and or add in NP or Arbor thyroid or the next new and greatest medication to fill and slap on Band-Aids onto this problem because you never fixed the cause. In the description to this video is a link, and we offer free calls where basically any questions you have about this, your own health, functional medicine, and how that works in our office, we spend up to 30 minutes with patients answering these questions. Take advantage of this free call. We'll use it as well to make sure that you're a good fit and what's going on with you is actually something we think we can help with. But this is what we do. You need to figure this out and the reason you're probably on this video is because you want to. Here's your opportunity. Take advantage of this free call and let's finally figure out what's causing your hypothyroidism.